And I also want to take this opportunity to thank the Immokalee workers of this entire community for the generosity in hosting me here for the last couple of days. I have learned a lot. Let me begin by simply saying that I think the headline in the local newspaper news press says it all. 6th slavery case, suspect arrested, group accused of keeping, beating, stealing from Immokalee laborers. This is the year 2008. This is the United States of America. And quite frankly, I think all over this country, people are shocked to learn that in America today, slavery exists. And what I can say is that in an era of globalization, the American people are becoming more and more concerned not just about the quality of the food that they are eating and the products that they're using. They are also becoming increasingly concerned about the production of those products. Who is making the food that I am eating? What are the conditions under which these people are living? I want to take this opportunity to applaud those companies, such as Yum Brands, who are the owners of Taco Bell and other major fast food chains, and McDonald's, for working with the Coalition of Immokalee Workers to significantly improve wages for the tomato pickers here. In my view, the American consumer does not want the tomatoes that they eat to be picked by workers who are grossly mistreated. This mistreatment has gone on for long enough, and it must end, and end immediately. In that regard, I strongly urge Burger King to cease their opposition and join those companies who are prepared to pay an extra 1 cent per pound for the tomatoes that they purchase, a penny which will have a profound impact on the lives of those people who pick the tomatoes. I also urge the Florida Tomato Growers Exchange to also cease their opposition and work with the coalition to undertake these long needed changes. In that regard, I am releasing a letter today that has been signed by Senator Dick Durbin of Illinois, Senator Ted Kennedy of Massachusetts, Senator Sherrod Brown of Ohio, and myself, making that request both to Burger King and to the Tomato Exchange. These senators have just signed this letter in the last few days, and I have no doubt that many other senators would be prepared to sign a similar letter. Now, some people, as Eric indicated, may think that the situation here is simply a local issue, it's simply a Florida issue. I disagree. In the United States today, the truth is that millions of American workers are being forced into a race to the bottom. As poverty increases and as the middle class shrinks, these workers are seeing their standard of living in rapid decline. They are working longer hours for lower wages, they're losing their health care, they're losing their pensions, they are losing other benefits. What we have on the tomato fields here in Florida are workers who in fact exist at the lowest economic rung of that race to the bottom. We must address their plight, not only from a moral perspective, a perspective that says that people in America in 2008 cannot be exploited this way, to say that it is not acceptable for one moment that one person in this country lives in slavery, but we also must deal with this issue from the understanding that if we look the other way and accept the terrible exploitation that is taking place here, every American worker is endangered as the race to the bottom accelerates. My strong belief is that the more the American people understand the situation here and the attacks on human rights and human dignity that is taking place, the more anger, the more frustration there will be all over this country. This is not acceptable in the United States of America. No worker in our country should be treated the way tomato workers at Immokalee are being treated. And in my view, when the American people read about and hear about slavery taking place today, about horrendously low wages and terrible living conditions, they will demand change. Change that is long overdue. As a member of the Senate Health, Labor, Education, and Pension Committee, which has jurisdiction over labor issues like this. It is my view that hearings, in fact, should be held in Congress so that the American people can understand how slavery can take place in the United States in the year 2008. The American people need to understand why it is that huge multinational corporations that earn billions of dollars in profits are unable to pay people who supply those products a living wage. The American people need to know why financial institutions like Goldman Sachs and others who have major holdings in companies like Burger King, who are prepared to come up with hundreds of millions of dollars in bonuses for their top executives, are not putting pressure on companies like Burger King to do the morally right thing. And I should tell you that just the other day, I spoke to Senator Ted Kennedy, who is the chairman of the Health, Education, and Labor Committee, and he is also interested in holding these hearings. Let me conclude by congratulating the Coalition of Immokalee Workers. Year after year, they have stood up for human dignity. They have done a tremendous job organizing, and I just want to say that I've been proud to be here with them, and I look forward to working with them in the weeks and months to come. Thank you very much.